Hey, welcome to another episode of Cheapskate Garage. And I just want to let you know I apologize for the shitty quality on the last video. We're going to do it better next time. That's where I mounted the GoPro, was right up in here. And I was kind of thinking, oh, this is going to be cool. It's going to be like you're riding in the truck with me. Well, it didn't turn out so good. And so next time, we'll put it a little lower. That way you can see what's going on a little bit better. But for today's episode, we're going to do what we shouldn't do, but we're going to do it anyway because we need to do it. We're going to JB weld the oil pan.
Welcome to Cheapskate Garage.
Now you might be thinking, WTF? JB weld the oil pan. Well, if any of you guys watched recent episodes, you know I had to weld the oil pan together. And the oil pan, the reason why is I needed a deeper oil pan to hold a little bit more oil in it, so I can get the pump, the sump, the pickup tube down in just a little bit deeper. So that way now, instead of it being a 5-quart pan, it's a 6.5-quart pan. So that's cool. But we had some oiling issues. The oil was being carried upstairs, up in the valve train, and it wasn't draining back fast enough. Could have been the issue. Could have been that I had a 70 psi spring in there, and it wasn't relieving because it wasn't able to make 70 psi. So the two things we did was we put an extended pickup tube, dropped the oil pan down lower, extended pickup tube, and a 58 psi spring in it. I mean, I only plan to spin 6,500 RPM with this motor. I think that's what the valve springs are rated for. I think they're 338-pound springs, fully open, if I remember correctly. They're like 135 closed. Don't know if that matters right now, but and I mean, I got over 500,000 lift in this cam, so we're rocking. And then we got the 1/6 ratio rockers in it, so she makes some power. You know, I was watching like Engine Masters the other day, and they took like a stock 350 with just some simple Vortec heads on it and like a 470 lift cam, and made 420 horsepower in it. So I'm guessing, based off of that episode and watching their dyno sheets, I'm guessing that this engine right here probably makes at least 450, because it's a 355 small block. It's got an extra 5 cubic inches, but it's got higher flowing heads than what they used. They used 195 cc intake runner heads. The compression chamber is the same, and they were using flat top pistons. I got flat top pistons, so my compression should be about the same, but I got a bigger lift cam, higher ratio rocker. And if you watched past episodes, you know why I went with the higher ratio rocker. And that's because I went with a solid roller cam. With a solid roller cam, you're going to lose your 20 thousandths of valve lash in there, and I didn't want to lose that. So by adding a 1/6 ratio rocker in there, I ended up getting my cam lift back that was lost in the valve lash. But back to the main reason, we gotta JB weld the oil pan, because I'll tell you what, I've been a welder for a long time, and I know that when you have a dirty surface, you get porosity, and that porosity will create pinholes. You know, we're welding on an oil pan that has had oil in it, and it's chrome plated, and then the add-on piece was full of rust and everything else. I could clean up those parts, but even when you clean up those parts with like a disc grinder or a disc cutter, you're still impregnating the metal with little tiny pieces of that sandpaper or the cutoff wheel, whatever your abrasive is, you're impregnating the metal with a little bit of that. Generally, 90% of the time, it doesn't make a difference. But on stuff like this, when it's really thin, it can. So there's at least 2 places that I saw in there that have tiny little pinhole leaks. They really didn't leak much. My major oil leak was from the oil drain plug because it had one of those stupid rubber seals on it. I knew better. I should have thrown that thing away. And I should have put in a crush washer. But I didn't, because I'm cheap. And so now the only thing we can do is clean the outside of the oil pan, brake clean the hell out of it, sand wherever I need to get any loose paint or anything else off of it, and apply some of this JB Weld. Let me show you what I got. So this here is what I got. It's waterproof when cured. It's chemical and petroleum resistant. That's why I bought it. It's the marine grade. It works on fiberglass, metal, plastic composition, wood, and more. It also says right down here, boats, personal watercraft, inboard and outboard engines. So we're gonna give this stuff a try first, and if it doesn't work, then we'll find out. And it says cure time 15 to 24 hours. I think we're gonna go 48 on that. And then we're gonna fill the engine back up with oil and call it good. See what happens. So I got the engine drained of its oil. Exhibit A made a mess on the floor. That's standard. You know, I only ran it for like 30 minutes with the oil that was in it, so I decided to keep the oil. I got it sitting over here in a full synthetic 5W30 jug. But the reason why I'm saving it is because the little bottles of zinc additive that you put in this for the good to keep your camshaft safe or to keep it happy, those are like $10, $12 a quart, or not even a quart, like a 12-ounce bottle. So I decided to save on that oil. We'll run it a little bit longer, and if that oil leaks out all over the ground, then we'll have bigger issues. And good news is I still got like 3 months till race season comes up. So if it does leak after this little $7 fix, $9 fix, whatever it was, the good news is I still got time to pull the engine out, and if I have to, I will no longer be cheap. I will buy the Hamburger, I believe it's a part number 1099 oil pan, and that is basically specifically made for the V8 S10 swap. So that being said, without any further ado, why don't we get started? Oh, hey there. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna get a whole bunch of paper towels. I'm gonna find my good safety goggles. I'm gonna get a couple cans of brake clean, or probably just one. And then we're gonna go under there and we're gonna wipe it down, clean it up really good. I got the rest of my roll of paper towels, which is probably not enough. I'm gonna clean it up really good, then we're gonna get out here, we're gonna mix up some JB Weld, and we're gonna smear the shit out of it. See what happens. Let me show you what's going on underneath. Are you ready, kids? Who lives in a garage under a truck on concrete floors? Cheapskate garage does. No, I'm just kidding. So here's the oil pan. I gotta get rid of that LED light because it makes the camera funny. But see, most of it was coming out right here, and then it was dripping back to here. There's a tiny spot, I don't know if you can see it back here, and that's 1 of 2. And then we got 3 of 3 right over on this side. So I'm gonna just like park you right here while I clean this. And I didn't find the super gooper safety glasses, but I tried. So first things first, we're just gonna wipe off all the oil that we can. And if we can seal up 93% of it, we're gonna be looking pretty good. I got these transmission lines. I wonder if I could just like stow them out of the way somehow. Maybe a zip tie around there? Tell you what, one thing I've learned is there's always workarounds to everything you do. O'Reilly's brake cleans in the house tonight. Oh. Thank God for safety glasses. Comment down below if you know of a product that's going to work better than JB Weld to seal this up. I really want my flashlight so I can see better what the hell I'm doing. Don't mind me. Oh yeah. Yep, we're just going to go along that whole welded area and just smother it in JB Weld. And I think we're going to have to sand on it a little bit because I didn't really use high temperature paint. So I think is what's going to happen is the paint's going to peel up eventually and cause a lack of adhesion in the JB Weld. Which, you know what, if I had to go back through and do this once a year, if I had to JB Weld, clean this up and JB Weld it once a year, I'd be happy. But I'd like to make it to that 1 year mark. That would be pretty cool. It just goes everywhere. You know, I think this brake cleaner's actually cleaning the paint off. This is cool. This is better than expected. Might have to get some Scotch-Brite in here. I wonder how one of those magic erasers would do. You know, the white things that you use on drywall and whatnot to clean off kids' crayon stuff. You know, the neighbor's home, he got himself a new Subaru. I told him that if he wanted to meet me at the track one day, I'd be happy to race him and show him what Chevrolet S10s with V8s are all about. Yeah. Oh. We're actually cleaning the paint off, so that's good. We're going to get 62% of that off. Oh, this note was for Steve if he ever helped me pull the engine again. He's a cool guy that's got an engine lift or a car lift at his house. I envy to be him sometimes, because I feel like it'd just go faster for me. I can make more videos. Oh yeah, we're gonna hop out from here. Let's go find some Scotch-Brite or something. Told my wife if we ever buy a new house, we're getting a house that has a lift in it with a shop, because I don't think I could do this the rest of my life. Crawl under cars. Yeah, nobody wants to see a 75-year-old guy. Hey, welcome to the Cheapskate Garage. Hey, I'm gonna get onto this car and not be able to get back out again. I feel like that's what would happen. There. We got some steel wool. Ooh. And we got some Scotch-Brite we're gonna scrub this with. I just learned this today. Watch this. GoPro, stop recording. Oh, we're getting back under here. So that was a cool feature. Whoa, hey. Be nice to me. I'm your friend. That looks like it's a good angle. I can't really tell unless if I look at the back of the GoPro. Oh, we're getting clean now. See, the welds were actually pretty good. I mean, I did all this well and only had 2 little pinholes. I mean, I'd be pretty proud of that considering how dirty and nasty this metal was. And that I redid it like 7 times. That's embarrassing to admit. Yeah. Let's try it. Let's see what happens when I hit it with quad-aught steel wool. Not a damn thing. Oh, man. Let's see what this other side looks like. Oh, that looks pretty nice. Yeah, sure. You know, let's wipe that up. And I'd like to thank the man whoever invented safety glasses. They really come in handy at moments like this. So I just want to remind all of you guys that are broke like me. Well, I'm not really. I'm broke, but I'm not broke. I just choose to spend my money on other things, like I can't say on YouTube because they won't like that. But you know, I like to spend my money on other things, and I don't want to spend every dime that I have out here in the garage. I got kids that I love very much that I'd like to put through school. I don't want them to have to go and get student loans and be part of the problem and have major problems. You know, yeah, how demoralizing is that? Go to college for 4 years, but then you get out and you got so much student loan debt you can't even buy a house. Holy moly. You can do like I did. UPS, I don't know if they still offer it, but they have the Earn to Learn program. I loaded trucks every day for 3 years. So if you didn't get your package one day and you live near me, sorry, it's probably my fault. You know, I probably really should clean this with like put some heat to this to boil off any oil that's in there. I don't know. I'm just speculating now. I got these new plastic blitz ramps under here. My brother gave to me. They're pretty nice. Haven't used them yet, and I got a funny story about them. That happened the other day because, well, I went down. I was in my other truck to the hardware store. Well, I guess I'll save the story for another time. It's not relevant to this job. I'm sure it'll be relevant to something else later on. But yeah, so I could say cool things like I could communicate with this GoPro and just tell it what to do. And I think that's pretty sweet. We got some moisture down here. So I think is what we're gonna do is brake clean kind of tends to evaporate pretty quick most of the time. Let's see what's going on over here. Hey, easy there. I got a pile of brake clean under my head. That's cool. Hey, if you think I should have used Flex Seal on this, comment that down below. I think Cletus used Flex Seal as a head gasket and it worked for about 7 minutes. I don't know. So there's a tiny one up here, one back here, and I think there was a third one over here. And then I got crush washers for this. Look at this. I hope this is in the frame. Let's move the camera a little bit. This plastic washer, it's just brittle as all hell. Rubber. It's supposed to be rubber. It's brittle. So I got I stopped at the auto parts store. I picked up a crush washer for that. No, I'm sorry. I ordered a 5-pack of crush washers off of Amazon for that. But I did go down. Hey, weight savings. Get rid of all that dirt. Yeah. I don't know, I think this thing's about as clean as I'll ever get it. Alright, well, we got this stuff in a pretty nice color. Here it said it was supposed to be gray. So I'm just going to take a little bit at a time and go like this. The hard spots to work it in is these indentational grooves, I guess one would say. I don't know. I've never been a big fan of doing things like this, but I have good faith in this epoxy. Oh, I got making a mess back here. I think this is kind of Mickey Mouse, by the way. I just want to say that. Let's get right in there. Pack it in there. I might just have to get up in there with my fingers and do this. I don't know. Maybe I should have bought the big tubes of it. Okay, this stuff doesn't go very far. That's for sure. Let's get back here where I know the bigger one was. Let's move you guys out of the way. Give you a better angle at what I'm doing here. Now I'm running out of epoxy here. Yep. There we go. Just scrape away the excess. Work the lever in here. up here needs a big glob of it. So I think I'm going to mix up another round of it. Alright, I got another batch mixed up. We're having fun here. A lot of fun. We're gonna shove as much up in this side can. Just smear it in there. I'm not a pro with JB Weld, so if I'm doing something wrong, please tell me. Comment that down below. Oh, wish I had a little bit better lighting. Huh. Okay, maybe that'll help. No. Now I got shadows. Shadows. Oh, where'd I put the cardboard piece with? You know where I'm gonna put it? I'm gonna put my head right into it. That's what I'm gonna do. Well, I put the flashlight into it, so that's perfect. This is when I need to get in touch with my inner Bob Ross. God was a great painter. It would have been neat to see him paint more pictures of like race cars and stuff and not just nature. Because I bet you he could have painted it. He's one of those types that if he wanted to, he could have painted it. I actually like this stuff. It's pretty pliable. I feel like this is some kind of thing like grandfather would have done. Well, just get this putty stuff and it'll fix you right up, bud. It'd have been a lot easier to do this before I put it in the truck. Hindsight. It's a bitch, ain't it? I don't like that little spot. Come on. Oh, got a little extra JB Weld there. See, I'm so used to putting Bondo on that I'm trying to apply this like Bondo. That or sheetrock mud. About the same difference. Alright, let's go check that far side real quick. Just so many little spots that it could be leaking from. Hell, right up here. Alright, last bit of goop on there. Then we'll cut the camera off and we'll come back and take a look at it tomorrow. Actually, it all looks pretty good over in here. Until you eat it in your mouth. Oh no, not in the hair. Oh, son of a bitch. Oh, we're going to be missing some hair tomorrow. Nothing brake clean won't clean out. God damn it. Stay up or down. I'm just gonna smear it all in with my finger. Make sure it smears into whatever hole is leaking. Alright, well, we're going to come back tomorrow and we're going to just see how well smearing JB Weld all over this made a difference. But I think it looks better once it's smeared in there. Well, I just wanted to push it into whatever hole it was leaking out of. Nobody knows, and I don't. And it's marine grade, so it should work. Alright, well, we'll come back tomorrow and see what happens. the fun part, crawling underneath it. Oh, let's get some heat going out here. We'll start up. There we go. I'll probably edit that part out. Let me find the flashlight. Wow. No tack. Feels, well, it's kind of tacky. It feels a little bit tacky. So I gotta replace that. Let me show you. Well, it's pretty tacky, really. I don't know what the temperature rating is on this. Hopefully it's good enough. But yeah, you see, looks pretty good there. We're gonna get a new crush washer I got for this right here. So we're gonna grab that real quick and put that in, and then we'll come back and fire this thing up after I throw some dinosaur bones and juice in it. Jesus. Oh, I didn't get that much. A little bit. Wow, I still have quite a bit of oil in this thing. Well, I don't know if you can tell, but this is like hard and stiff. So that's why it wasn't sealing. I can either do a bunch of Teflon tape around the threads or something else, I don't know what. Crush washer is probably the best thing to do, so I'm gonna go, and I got some of those, so let me go grab those. So here, just to give you a little bit better idea of that's solid as a rock. When I first got this, it was pliable. It does not want to come apart. How the hell am I going to get this off? I don't think they sell me the right size, but hell, we could try them. I mean, it's kind of a little bit sloppy on there. Normally they fit a little tighter, but we're going to try it out. Oh, here we go. There's the drain plug. What I want to do is kind of snug. Oh, perfect. Where's this coolant coming from? Push it up there a little bit. Snugging it. There we go, that should do her. Yes, sirree. Now we spilled oil on the garage floor. That's standard. And now we'll go fill it up with oil. Here, I'll set you up here this time. Ugh. Where's my gooder funnel? Oh, shit. Oh, Lord. There we go. Oh, that's where that went. And if you were wondering if it's 5W30, it's not. It's 10W30. I already ran through all the break-in oil. So I gotta run Mama down to the car place, Regal Auto Care, who put on her new tires. Got a little story for you. So we called around asking for new tires. One of the two big stores, they had a set of tires for $1,700. I was like, that ain't gonna fly. The other big box store that we called, they could do it for $1,300. I said, that's better. But I got online and we ended up buying a set of tires for, I think all in it was like $780 that we spent. So I'm pretty happy. I think that's reasonable for a 2014 Yukon. That's pretty reasonable. So, tire buyer, you might want to check them out. You might want to consider them, because here's how it works. You go online, you tell them what size of tire you got. They show you your options, and then you say yes, you pay them, and then they ship it to an installer, or ship the tires free of charge to an installer near you. Then the installer will call you up and say, hey, these tires are coming in. We can set up an appointment for this day or that day. And then you say yes or no, and then on that day, your appointment, you just take the tires down there. It works really slick and really easy. So Mama's truck's about done, so we gotta go down and do that. When we do that, we're gonna come back, we're gonna start this thing up and see what happens, let it warm up and get hot. So we'll catch you in a few. All right, so right now, there's no drips, there's no leaks. I got about 6 quarts of oil in it. It should take about another half a quart, because it's like a 6.5 quart pan now. We're gonna get it off the ramps, and we're gonna fire it up, I think. to hit about 200. Maybe a little less, and then we'll shut it down. So this is pretty cool. I don't see a drop of oil on the ground anywhere right here. Oh, here's my wife's new tires. Iron Man, all country. They look pretty nice. Yeah. So you might have seen a little bit of smoke off the engine there. That's nothing big. I spilt a little oil on the exhaust header, so that was just a little bit of the residue burning off. No big deal. Yeah, I guess it's time to just sit and wait and see what happens and see if it drips oil all over the ground. I don't think it's going to. I think it's sealed up. I see nothing dripping so far. Let's get the flashlight on. All right, so far it looks good. So I really think that JB Weld might hold enough to keep it from leaking oil, and if it does, it does. That'd be awesome. So hey guys, if you haven't yet, click the like button, click the subscribe button, tell your friend about it, share the videos. I know there's other people out there putting V8s and S10s, having fun, but yeah, I really appreciate it if you do all that. So you guys take it easy, and we'll catch you next time.